DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to the QPR Career Mode, episode number 51 and the start of Season 3. If you are new to this series and you want to get caught up, as I said, episode 51, there are 50 episodes in a playlist for you to go and check out. Get yourself all nice and caught up. Today, the start of Season 3, we've got plenty to be doing. We're going to start off, I'm going to look through all the free agents and see if there's any free agents to stick out and that I think look decent. Then we're going to go through our squad for this season and talk about the players and the positions that we want to be improving and who it is we're potentially looking at, as we then look at the players that we're going to be listing up and selling and the players that we're going to be bringing in. So, without further ado, I'm going to go and have a look at the free agents and I'll catch you guys up as and when I see anyone that stands out. Okay, so I've gone through all of the free agents that are aged between 16 and 23 initially. Two goalkeepers that looked okay potentially to scout. I've looked at Brian Arujo, so I'm going to say that, because his goalkeeping looks fairly decent for someone at the age of 22. And then there was somebody with a fairly similar stats and was 18, and that is Gennaro Baragi is how I'm going to try and say that. I'm awful with names, so I do apologise. But this guy at 18 was 62 to 72. Probably has pretty decent potential. 6'5" as well, so could be fairly decent on a cheeky little free agent. So looking at both of those guys, sadly I can't scout Baragi, but that's okay. Honestly, there was no one else particularly that stood out. I think there was one right back that looked okay, and his name I have already forgotten. But that was about it. It was this guy, Amade, is how I'm going to try and pronounce that. He looked okay, but again, no one particularly standing out in the free agents, sadly, this time around. Okay, so we're going to have a little quick look at the squad, and we're going to go through and list and sell people that we don't intend to use. Now, Seny Dieng in real life is an incredible player, a player that I really hope QPR hold on to, but in this, he just isn't playing. He's just not getting any game time at all, but we're going to send out Baka, get him some experience out on loan, and see if he can potentially get some game time away, get that form up, get the rating up. If he can get himself to high 60s, then next season we'll keep hold of him and have him as the guy on the bench. Domi is joining FC20 when the transfer window is open, so he's already going out. Lam is going to be added to our transfer list as well, or loan list, I should say. Connor Masterson. If we can bring in a different centre-back, Masterson will be making his way out of the club. Joe Gubbins will be leaving as well. Park is going to be going out on loan. Kane is going to be leaving the club. So Kane will be leaving. We are going to be transfer listing Todd Kane. Ozzy Kakai will probably go out on loan again this season. Again, I don't want to sell Ozzy Kakai at any point. Absolute hero. So he won't be going at any point. Faisal Batach, I'm going to loan list instead of sell. I won't lie to you. Dunball is going to be making his way out of the club this season. He is probably going to get sold and will leave the club at some point this season. Because don't forget, we actually have another CDM coming in on a free agent. So Deshane Dalling is transfer listed. Ahmed is going to be loan listed. Elianusi obviously staying. Elias Chair for now will be staying as well. Ellis Todd staying. Charlie Owens is transfer listed already. Duncan is out on loan at the moment. Pepe R's obviously staying. Hassini's out on loan and has gone up to 71 by the way. Hassini is doing fantastically well for himself. He really is doing very, very well out on loan. So this is going to be a real chance for Hassini to come in and make a bit of a name for himself. Obviously, he's absolutely flying ahead of Pepe R's, but he's getting a lot more game time out of Copenhagen. So is a loan spell, is a short loan spell maybe something we need to look at for Pepe R's? Obviously, we absolutely love him. Is it worth sending him out on a short-term loan to get a little bit of rating up and everything? But regardless, Matube is going to be going out on loan as well, as is Morgan. Duke McKenna is currently out, and I think we'll probably be selling him when he gets back, most likely. Theom is already joining. Oh, yeah, he's Cercle Bruges. I think it's on loan, though. I might be wrong there. I don't think we sold him. I think he's going out on loan, but I might be wrong. Dunn is loan listed. Obafemi obviously is staying. Kelman is going to get loan listed as well. We're going to get Kelman out on loan. Paul Smith, as much as I love Paul Smith, he's just not going to be featuring for us. So we are going to sell Paul Smith. We're also going to be selling Odi Alpha. Ramkilled, I don't know how he's still at the club right now. And Dykes obviously is staying as well. The only reason we would sell any of the players that I've gone through and said we're going to keep is if somebody else is coming in or an offer comes in for them that we can't refuse. Other than that, that's the club. We'll go a little bit more in depth as to players that we're going to look to pick up. I've gone through that in the last couple of episodes. Obviously, I've asked you guys to put things in the comment section. Had some very, very good suggestions as well. People we will probably be looking at. There's 2 players I really do have in mind, or 2 positions that I really have in mind. One of them, if we do bring that person in, then it will mean that Pepe Ars does go out on loan. So, a few emails coming through. We have Todd Kane who's saying... what's it called? That he's not surprised. Oh, that he is surprised, but he's not unhappy. Sod you, mate. That's fine. Best thing for you, because you ain't playing here, pal. Low move, fantastic. Glad we agree. Glad we agree. Glad we agree. And glad we agree. Fantastic. But Domi has now gone. So he has gone permanently. I'm fairly sure that was a sale. Yeah, that was a loan with a pre-arrangement for... but that's okay. So he has gone out on loan. But we have Mikel Agu, who has joined us on a permanent contract. The CDM from Nigeria that we did sign. So we'll go through that as well right now. And I'll show you guys very quickly. We'll have a look at what his rating is. Because off the top of my head, obviously, I do not know. 76, fantastic. That's actually not too bad at all. So he's going to come in on the bench for now. He's our highest rated CDM. Him and Chalobah, I think, are going to kind of be rotating as Amos for me as our #1 CDM right now. But we'll kind of rotate those guys in and out and see how they do. But I think Agu could be really good for us. Obviously not very quick, but very physical and just has the best defending out of everyone as well in our midfield. So I think it's a really good look for us. A really good pickup. Not overly unrealistic because he's a bit of an unknown. But we picked him up, I think, from the Portuguese league on a free. I'm fairly sure he was at a Portuguese team. But yeah, sweet. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so we have Alaves here coming in for Lyndon Dykes. Again, right now, I don't necessarily have the intention of selling Lyndon Dykes. I think Dykes has been doing very, very well for us, so I'm going to reject that for now. The only thing I'd consider is if an offer of like 20+ million came in. That would be what would make me really turn my head and think about it. Because we do still have Obafemi, and we could bring in a cheaper option. You know what we're going to do is we're going to ask for 20 mil, just see, you know, how close teams are willing to get to that sort of price range. Just go for that, just see what people say, but I don't really have the intention of selling him for now. But I'm more curious than anything else with putting that deal on the table. With our pre-season games, what we're going to do is we are going to be simulating these games. I just want to have a quick look and see who it has taken off my bench there. Who was here? It's taken somebody off. Oh, it's El Nusi. Okay, so El Nusi's out on internationals right now. Okay. I'll probably put Aussie on the bench. Actually, no, let's put one of our youngsters on the bench. Let's see how some of the young guys do coming in and through the ranks right now. We're going to go with probably Ahmed. Ahmed looks like he's doing well for himself. Nearly at a 70 rating already, so fair play to Ahmed. So we'll throw him on the bench, earn himself a spot on that bench. We'll simulate these games, obviously because they're pre-seasons. If it looks like the game's going one of, you know, either way relatively quickly, like if it looks like we're going to get thumped or we're going to thump Hamburg, which I doubt, then obviously we will quick sim it and see how we do on the sim. But as you can see, obviously, we have started Pepe Ars. I'd like to try and get Pepe Ars plenty of game time this season. Really try and push him through those ranks and see how he does and see if he can, I don't know, just really pick up in that rating now. I think it'd be great to see Pepe Ars get to like 70s, mid-70s, even with the, you know, the form boost. If he goes to like a 75 rating, that'd be awesome, just to really start getting him through there and start showing that he will be a future star of this club. Obviously Ellis Todd, I think, is already at that point now, one of our highest rated players and doing absolute bits for us, so it'd be really nice if Pepe Ars can get to those levels as well. That'd be very, very good to see. Been a bit of a slow, clunky first start to this game. Obviously not too much going on in the first 15 or so minutes. But again, I'm going to use this chance to really talk to you guys about things that we're looking at. Go on. Oh, lovely start. Bright side, Sam. We're making it 1-0. Big dub to Mr. Bright indeed. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Fantastic. But yeah, players that I'm looking to pick up. We're looking at a centre-back. I've had a couple of very good suggestions. Eddie Neddy, shout out to Eddie. I know that he watches this series as well. Thank you so much for your suggestions. There's a couple that I'm really like. Good save from man like Ramsdale. Big save there indeed. But yeah, there's a couple of really good suggestions that Eddie gave us. There's a couple that I've looked at too, and I think they kind of all intertwine with all being relatively realistic, with players that are abroad but are English, and it's sort of bringing them back to England. So maybe it's that they went abroad to get some more game time, or, oh mate, Ramsdale doing bits today, you know, to kind of change their game up a little bit. And now we've got a chance to bring them back to England, bring them back to the Prem. Obviously, we've got European football, so we do need to bring a couple of big names or big sort of game players in there as well. And I think it's just a matter of like strengthening our squad a little bit without really sacrificing too much of the depth, because an issue we ran into last season was we didn't have much squad depth. So that's one thing that we do need to like bear in mind. One thing that we do need to pay attention to is not thinning the squad too much, but definitely improving it. Bright with a good effort does go over. It is a corner. What we'll do is we'll watch the first half, and then we will quick sim the second half after making some substitutions. Just, you know, bit of fresh legs, get some people some good game time, and try and get everyone starting to be a little bit match fit as well, which would be fantastic. But I find these games can be a little bit of a drag through when it's like a friendly, when there's not too much sort of relying on it. So we'll do a cheeky little quick sim at the second half. But we're going at half time, I'm sure 1-0 up, unless we do anything there, but we didn't. But that's okay. We'll make a metric button of changes because we can. We'll bring on Ahmed as well. We will give Ahmed a little bit of game time, see if he can do well for himself. Left mid, that's okay. Ludwig on for Fisher. We're going to bring on Agu as well. And you know what? We'll bring on Connor Marston as well. There we go. Make wholesale changes. We won't change Senny because no disrespect to Senny, but Senny will probably cost us the game because he's low rated. It finishes 1-0. We'll take that. Very happy with that. Apparently, did it only make 2 of my changes? Did it actually only do that? That's so infuriating. Why would it only make 2 of my changes? EA, you suck. Okay, so we're going to look at these players that we could potentially bring in. Connor Cody would be fantastic, but sadly Connor Cody is a little bit out of our price range. So I'm going to have to look past the person that I was potentially looking at, and we're going to look at some of these other suggestions. Bednarek I don't think is a terrible suggestion, but again, it's a lot of money. We've got just short of 20 million right now, so it's really going to be a struggle for us to bring players in. Eze would be someone I'd love to bring back to the club, but at like 30 to 40 million... I don't think this season is going to be the season. I just don't think we can afford it, which really does suck because I would love to bring him back to QPR. That would be awesome, but maybe it will be another season or maybe later on in the season. Who knows? Puado, I don't know how you say this guy's name. He looks sick. I was recommended this guy last season. We didn't have the budget, sadly, to pick him up. Actually, I think also it was outside of the transfer window, which was kind of a bit of a stinker both ways. But this is a great looking player. He's gone up quite a bit, I can tell you guys right now. So thank you to the suggestion that we got for him as well. But sadly, again, looks a little bit out of the budget. Somebody, though, that does look within the budget is Adam Webster. Now, Adam Webster, I know isn't the most exciting of signings, but would be a huge boost to our defenders, a huge boost to the back line, and honestly, again, I think it's a vaguely realistic one. He's gone out to a smaller team, no offence to any Huesca fans out there, in Spain. Got himself obviously some game time, doing well over there, gone up to 77, bring him back to England. Let's see how he does. He's on a pretty cheap wage. He'll obviously want more because he's coming back to the Prem. But if I can pick him up for maybe between 12 and 15 million, I don't think we're looking that bad. I think that would be a pretty good look for us and potentially a good place to try and improve that defence. Obviously, we've still got people like Adeyemi to try and bring up if we could, but I don't think we're going to sign a striker unless we sell a striker. Obviously, some other great players down here, but I've done it by rating, so these players are going down in rating. Mengi and Armani, both fantastic players to bring in. One thing I'll say about Mengi, he's going to be on like over 30 grand a week, and I can probably bring in Webster on a similar wage. Obviously, he's going to cost me a little bit more, but this is somebody that can play for us right now. If we bring in Webster, Webster's going to start. It will mean that Masterson probably makes his way out the team, and we'll go from there. So I'm actually going to go in for Webster right now. We're going to see if we can pick up Adam Webster, bring him back to England, and bring him to Loftus Road. Okay, so we are going to offer a transfer fee. We're not going to offer a player swap or anything. I'm going to go in with 12 million, just straight flat 12 mil. Just see what they say to that. See if there's anything they're willing to negotiate. 13.9. That is actually fantastic. Okay, so we're picking this guy up for pretty darn cheap. 12.5 would be a great pickup. 30. Okay, they're fairly sure on sticking to 13.9. So I'm going to go to 13. Anything off of it obviously is fantastic. I know I'm being picky. I know I could just take 13.9. They're going to take that. They're going to take 13 mil. I think that's a fantastic pickup. For the price that we've just got him for, I really do think that is an incredible price to pick him up for. 13 mil. Obviously, it said he's worth 10, but they said he was worth 12.2 to like 17.9. This could be a huge signing for us at the start of the season. Very happy indeed. Let's see if we can get Webster on a okay-ish contract. Okay, he's not asked for crazy money, I'll be honest with you. He's actually not asked for anything ridiculous. He's going to be signing a crucial 4-year deal. I'm going to take off the bonus because I'm not the biggest fan of bonuses. He's probably going to go up to about 25 grand a week, which is okay. He actually didn't. 23.5 grand a week to pick up Adam Webster. I'm very happy with that signing. I'm very happy with that deal. I don't think that's too much money for the signing, B, the wages. I'm very happy with that indeed. Adam Webster has joined QPR. Welcome to Loftus Road or the Kind Prince Foundation. It probably wouldn't be called that right now, 3 seasons in, but regardless, welcome, my dude. So Webster, as we saw, 77 rated, obviously will be coming in for either Rob Dickie or Carter Vickers. Probably will start over Carter Vickers for now, purely because Rob Dickie is our captain. So we will probably have to make that as a bit of a change, is that Carter Vickers will be dropping himself to the bench. But we'll probably start him for this next game. Somebody coming in for Rob Dickie. We're not going to be selling Rob Dickie. So sorry, Getafe, I hate to break that to you. But I'll get this team a little bit changed up. And what we'll do is we will probably quick sim this game. Just to, again, make sure we're getting through these games a little bit. Real shame that it didn't make my changes in that last one. I'm a little bit gutted about that, I won't lie to you, that it didn't make those changes. But it is what it is. We're going to start Ahmed on this left-hand side. I think Ahmed could potentially make his way into the team a little bit this season. 4-star, 4-star. Looking pretty darn decent. Mate, I'm pretty darn chuffed with that, I won't lie to you. So let's just get a couple of rotated players on this bench so we don't sub on like incredibly tired people anyway when they're already relatively tired. I can't sub most of these guys on. Okay, I'll go ahead and put Morgan. Put Morgan on the bench. Why not, mate? Sorry, Pepe, give you a bit of a rest for this one, buddy. But Rob Dickie's going to be a little bit tired, so we'll quick sim this game, see how it goes. If we can get a point at least, then that's looking good for us to go through. We get 2. Paul Smith comes on and scores. Obafemi scores in the second minute. That's really good for us. Obafemi getting a goal. Paul Smith, I'm gutted that he will be leaving, but scores a goal on his way out at least. That's something. So Hoffenheim also came in with an offer for Dykes, and they've turned down the 17.5/20 million pound request that we did ask for. So it looks like at least Hoffenheim are saying no to that budget, which I'm not overly upset with. Alabez have also said no to that. Again, I'm not overly upset. That's okay. It probably means that Dykes will stay. I'm all right with that. He had a great season last season. Hopefully more of the same this season. Okay, third game, Strasbourg. You can see, again, we've gone with a slightly like normal side, but with a little bit of rotation in there. Obviously, Ozzy Kakai coming in at right back as well. Get him a little bit match fit. Obviously, him and Ludwig are kind of competing for that bench fullback position right now. Dickey gets a goal, and then Ellis Todd. Again, really good to see these guys coming on and getting goals. Good to see some of our attackers really starting to get the goals in as well, because it just helps us. It just means that these guys are getting ready for the season. It means their form's getting up, which is great to see. Obviously, we've made it to the semi-finals. Got ourselves an extra £1 million in the kitty as well, which is fantastic. Let's get on to the next game. Okay, semi-finals of this. Again, a nice rotated squad. Players coming in. Webster's captain for this game just because Dickey was quite tired and I think has played every other pre-season game. So good to give him a bit of a rest. He's not even on the bench, so it means he's going to get some good fitness. Can we go through into the final? We can't. Mallorca have beaten us there 2-0 relatively comfortably as well. Bit of a shame, but again, we did okay. We'll get a little bit of prize money for getting to the semi-finals. You don't get prize money if you lose in the finals. You only get money if you win in the finals. So because we lost in the semis, we will still get a little bit, probably about another $1 million, I'd assume. Yeah, another pretty much exactly what we got before, which is great. You know what? It is what it is. It's an extra like 2.5 mil, which is great to see. Obviously, it means that we're hopefully going to be nice and fighting ready going into the next couple of games. Gives us a £9 million budget right now with plenty of players to go. And our next game is actually our qualifying round against Brøndby. So we've got a couple of weeks to go before that game. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this episode to the end of this month, see if there's anything we can do in regards to maybe any outgoings, maybe any incomings, seeing if there's any more changes to the squad and see if there's anything else to do. So like until that point, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually just set our team to what it's going to be for the start of the season. So what our squad is actually going to look like going forward into the season. Elyounoussi is going to be a rotation guy off the bench for us. Obviously, Pepe Ars is going to be somebody that we're going to try and get in the game and in the team more often. Try and start him a lot. Just because for me personally, I think it now makes sense that this is like his time. Last season he had a good season. It's his season this season to try and pick himself up, take himself to that next level. I'm going to get him training. I'm going to get him up in the right places at the right times, get him playing to the right position, and hopefully he's going to do well for us. The only changes might be Agu coming in for Chalobah more often, but for now I think we're going to start Chalobah just because he's the starting guy and Agu's got to work his way into the team. Webster's a slight exception because he is considerably better than our other options, so I think we just crack on with it. Let's see if anything else changes. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, we've had an offer for Ellis Todd in from Monaco. Now, Ellis Todd obviously will not be leaving. Apparently, I can ask for up to 50. They've offered 33, which is not too bad, but he won't be going anytime soon. Sorry, Ellis Todd is staying. And also Marseille, Dykes is not going either, mate. Everton have come in with a £5.5 million offer for Nico Hammerleinen. Now, I'm going to say no to this for now, purely because we don't have really another option at left back, obviously apart from playing either Ludwig or Fischer there. But for now, I'm going to say no, unless we had the money to really secure bringing in someone to directly replace Hämäläinen, or of course we had a youth player that was much nearer that level, which at the moment, I think our highest rated left-back youth player is about 50-something rated. It's going to be a no from me, sadly. One offer we're going to accept, though, is an offer in for Charlie Owens from, I think they're a Belgian team, but I'm not even going to try and say their name because I'll say it wrong. So Charlie Owens is potentially on his way out. A loan offer coming in for Fatih Ahmed. Now, this is one I'm definitely going to take. Augsburg looking to pick him up on a season-long loan. Got himself up to 69 rated. Honestly, I'm chuffed for Ahmed. This really could be a real start for him to do himself pretty well. I'm actually going to delegate this to a short loan and see if they're willing to accept a short loan, because I'd actually like to have him in and around the club, see if I can maybe try and rotate him in later on into the season. So see if they're willing to accept a short loan. Otherwise, the next one that comes in, I'll do a long-term loan for Ahmed. Charlie Owens has sold. He's gone for 910,000 and we got 600,000 back. Charlie Owens, mate, thanks for your service, pal. Okay, so we have had the 2-year loan agreed by... I said short-term loan. How has it gone from a short-term to 2 years? What? I have got the worst negotiating team ever. I've asked them to halve it from a 1 year to like a short loan, and they've gone to blooming 2 year. What? Right, they seem fairly reluctant to short term. I did say short term and they said no. So we're going to see if they're willing to at least do a 50-50 on the wages. Let's see if they're willing to do that. They're not. Okay, you know what, Ahmed, mate, enjoy your loan spell out at Augsburg, even though they've been the most annoying team to ever negotiate with in my life. But it is what it is. Let's go and see how he does for the season. Ahmed, mate, best of luck. If I need to, I'll recall him. Well, you can see the background has changed for the first time in this career mode. We have got the Europa League background, which is sick to see. It's awesome to see. For me, it just shows that we have progressed. It shows that we're doing well. We're doing something right. Going to get to the first this month. What we're going to do is we are going to set up a couple of scouts. So Ahmed has gone out on loan. Rob Dickey, again, it's not going Burnley, I'm afraid. Sorry, bro. But we are going to go ahead and set up a couple of youth scouts. Actually, I'm going to have a quick look. One thing I never looked at were our objectives. So our youth development, within 2 seasons, have at least one player from the youth academy signing the first... Oh, word. Okay, so I've got to sign a player now this season and try and play them in 50% of next season. That's going to be tough. I've got to sign a veteran player. Now, this is a broken thing, by the way. This does not work. You have to sign someone who's like, I think it's 35 or over. I've done this before and it didn't work. So it's a bit of a glitch one. I will try it, but I can't guarantee that's going to work. Reach the quarterfinals. That's going to be tough. Finish mid-table. Okay, I'll do my best. And finish with 4.5 unspent. Okay, I think we can do that. So my manager rating has gone down a fair bit, and I'm not entirely sure why. But we are going to set out a youth scout. And what we're going to do is, okay, we need to find a position where we could potentially play someone quite a lot next season. That is going to be fullback. Like, realistically, the position that we could probably do with boosting the most now are our defensive options, right? So we're going to go with, I'm going to go with defensive-minded. We're going to go with 3 months, and we're going to try and find a left or right back that gets a very good starting rating. That's what we've got to hope to find here. Then we get them trained up, work them as hard as we can to get them in a decent rating, and then get them into the team. That is the play. So the first of every month, Ezra Powell will come back, and hopefully we'll find ourselves a good left or right back, preferably left back, I won't lie. But we are going to end today's episode there. Obviously, no gameplay. I do apologise, but it's been a very busy start to this career mode, or this season, I should say. Obviously, a huge episode coming up next. We'll have both of our Brøndby games. We'll get both of those done in the same episode, most likely. Unless there's a game in between. Is there? Oh, there is a game in between. That sucks. Okay, so we'll have our first game for the knockouts, and then we'll have our first league game, which is away to Burnley. So that is going to be a pretty darn interesting one. And we'll see how that goes. I think that's going to be good. We don't have any of the promoted teams for some time here. Actually, wait, no, because Sheffield United came back up, didn't they? I forgot the teams that came up already. I think Watford came up. And I forgot the other team. Was it Bournemouth? Was it? It might have been Southampton, actually. I forget. Regardless, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like. Supports me, the channel, the video, and the series out a whole bunch. Comment down below to let me know how you think we started. If you're happy with the signings we've made, Obviously, any other suggestions, please do let me know. I don't really have too many intentions now of buying people unless people sell. I think it's important that we sell people, get some money into the club before we spend more. Just trying to be a little bit cautious of that. I don't want to go and like spend and have loads of players that all expect to play. I would like to try and keep a level of realism where we have our kind of core squad, and I don't really look to bring people in unless people have moved on. So let me know what you think to that down below. Obviously, please hit that sub button if you're new to the channel, turn notifications on as well to be told anytime that we upload a video, or indeed go over the live stream. As you're watching this, the next upload on this channel will be a stream at 3 PM and then another video at 9 AM tomorrow. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash those hands.
What?
In a bit.
His name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know. Hursty.